Steve Korn, owner of Newhall Escrow, and Tamara House with John Hart Real Estate, two of the premier real estate professionals in our community, helping share with you what's happening in real estate today to help start off your 2015 in the right direction with knowledge and power. Right, Gino?
Yeah, and in fact, so what we started with last segment is we talked a little bit about equity and the advantage for sellers right now that they haven't had in years, right, where they have the opportunity to put their home on the market for a reasonable price and walk away with a profit, potentially tax-free. So now the question going into this segment is, if it's such a great opportunity for sellers, how can it be a great opportunity for buyers at the same time?
Well, interest rates are low, very low right now, and especially for an FHA buyer who the mortgage interest insurance has just been reduced. So if you look at an FHA buyer that's probably still out there looking because our inventory has been pretty low, so they started in, let's say, November. Today, they have about 10% more purchase power in their purchase price. So that's a lot to some people.
It's huge. It might make the difference of them being in the location they want, the school district they want, getting that extra bedroom they want, the third car garage. It all makes a difference having purchasing power. And it's great that you noticed that, Tamara, and paying attention to that, because what our fear is, and we bring this up on our show all the time and also on our daily blog, the
National Real Estate
Cafe. You. I get confused between our two shows sometimes, believe it or not. The National Real Estate Cafe, which is a daily blog that we put on. You can see it on donandgino.com, where we give updates on a daily basis of what's going on. And one of the ones that we always warn people, especially out here in Santa Cruz, it's imperative that they understand that they could be priced out of the market. We have seen it before. Everybody, Steve and I have been in this business for 20 million years. So we've seen the trends, and Gino, you always bring it up, is that when the market tanks down from the highs, they always say, well, we'll never get that high again. It will, and it will surpass that. Last time, I mean, I saw that when, tomorrow you probably even remember, when the house prices got up to 450,000, and then it went all the way back down to 250,000. You probably remember, Steve. And everybody said, it'll never get up to 450,000. That's in Valencia.
Right.
Have fun finding any home for 450,000 now.
Well, as you know, Don, I'm acutely aware to the Tesoro area, and I've been watching that market, and I'm watching it, and I'm watching it, and I'm watching it, and I just saw a listing go up in Tesoro for $985. Yep. Okay, so now you're talking about homes in the $1 million range again. You hadn't seen that in Valencia for a while, so other than Westridge, of course, or Sand Canyon. But now you're talking about Tesoro, which the other areas will follow. We're seeing prices continue to rise, and now that rates have come down again, we're going to be pushing a lot. Since affordability is better, people are going to be moving, and once you see people moving, we're going to see continued price appreciation. The one thing to take into consideration is the media is on board with appreciation this year.
About time.
Well, last year they were predicting the next bubble, and Don and I debunked that all year long. We knew that wasn't going to happen. And but this year, they're on board with appreciation. So when the media comes on board, you better act quick before they miss the boat.
Absolutely. But keep in mind, the more that people get a hold of that, they know they have the equity, the bigger our inventory is going to be. So what happens when supply and demand, and we have a lot of supply and not as many buyers? I mean, that could affect the market as well come springtime. So that's why right now is really essential to, if you're planning on doing anything this year, why not do it now?
Well, and then we have to worry about prices, of course. And then we have to worry about interest rates.
Right.
I mean, if we get any kind of news at all that the economy is strong, and we're getting good information, jobs are up,
they're going up.
Politics and politics. So
it's inevitable.
If rates go up, and they will, I'm telling you, hey, mark our word. Here, you heard it on the Don and Gino show. I mean, we have a crystal ball on our table, but we don't need one to know that rates will eventually go up.
Absolutely.
They have to, from the lows that they are now, and that's going to affect your purchasing power. So we're telling you now, this is not a sales pitch. This is an opportunity for you to buy your first home while you can, because you will be priced out of the Santa Cruz Valley market eventually. Just trust me, it's happened before, to where you are now going out to Antelope Valley, or you're going to another neighborhood or school district that you did not want to move to. And the opportunity is for the move-up buyer. I mean, you have an opportunity to possibly sell your home, take the equity out, purchase another home, and maybe not even change your payment by much. You should check that out. We can run numbers at any time. You'd be surprised.
So I'm going to call this the silent stimulus program, right? Because nobody's heard about stimulus this year, right?
Right.
They haven't said anything. They're not.
Not yet.
Okay, but what they have done is they've gone to conventional financing at 3% down instead of 5% down. Okay, to me, that's stimulus. That's going to get new buyers into the market. Doesn't cost the government or the taxpayer anything, in theory. So that's going to be stimulus number one. And stimulus number two is what you just alluded to, was the reduction in mortgage insurance on FHA loans. So those are two pieces that are going to stimulate the market. One more piece that we're not talking about yet, but we're going to talk about a lot next week, Don, because I know we're releasing a new product, is products that allow people back into the market sooner than conventional financing at reasonable rates.
Right.
So those products are hitting the market next week. So once those start hitting the market, you've got a lot bigger buyer pool available for those listings that you're putting on the market.
We're going to be busy. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
I
good.
mean, come on, Steve, and you're involved in it a lot. You watch a lot of people with foreclosures and short sales, both of you guys. You have any clients possibly that, unfortunately had a setback? It happens. And now, instead of having to wait, say, 3, 4, 7 years to get back in the market, might want to get back in the market now? Anyone?
Oh, yeah.
They're ready.
Lots of them.
They're ready. In fact, that's why it's important that Tomorrow's in touch with all these clients, because you have quite a backlog of individuals that went through that unfortunate situation and have been watching their P's and Q's along the way and should be ready to go when that product comes out.
So hopefully you're listening. And again, you're here with the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. Don Gatling, Gino Fronti here with Tamar House and Steve Korn, and we're talking about the opportunity to get back in the market. If you just basically shelved the idea of getting back in the market because you had an unfortunate situation, which a lot of us have, including my own family, where you lost a job or you lost your home, but now you're back on your feet, which a lot of us are, and you want to get back in the housing market and owning your own home again, which you should because of the tax advantages, the appreciation, and everything else that goes with it, plus the pride of home ownership, then you need to reach out to Tamar House, Steve Korn, Don and Gino with Skyline Home Loans. You need to reach out to us. You can reach out to us by going to Don, 855-DON-GINO, 855-DON-GINO, or donandgino@gmail.com. Tamar, how they get a hold of you?
855-HOUSE-05.
That's
Nice.
easy. That's kind of cool. And everybody knows New Hall Escrow, but how do they get a hold of you?
259-3450.
I know that number.
34 newhallesco.com.
There you go. So these are professionals you should reach out to because this is an opportunity you don't want to miss. At least find out what the plan is. Find out how you can get back in the market. You will be surprised. We do it every single month. All of us help people, a lot of you, get back in the housing market. You'd be surprised how fast 6 months to a year of planning comes to fruition and you are in your new home and it's ecstatic. There's nothing like handing those keys away, huh?
Oh, yeah. Best
Good.
feeling in the world.
All right, when we come back, we're